morning, everyone, and welcome again to another session of Microsoft Excel Basics. So in this session, we're going to do three things that are very essential for this course, and I think they are very important. So the first one, we are going to learn on how we can create a QR code in Microsoft Excel. So it's not that easy, or it's not that basic, since this session was requested by one of the participants. So I have to show you how you can create QR codes very easily in Microsoft Excel. Another part is formatting. So we will learn how to make our Excel look appealing. So we have cell formatting, and we're going to do condition formatting as well. And the last part, we are also going to do what is called theme, customizing your own themes that contains colors for your company. So I believe that some other companies, they do have accent colors. This session is going actually to show you how you can add your own accent colors in Microsoft Excel. So let's get started. So right now I have opened a blank Excel sheet, and we'll learn how we can actually add or create barcodes, QR codes in Microsoft Excel. So let's get started. So first of all, what you need to do is to click on the second cell or any cell that you want, or basically you should start on the second cell, because in this cell we're going to put our IDs. So we can just say national ID number, just like so. Then we double click here so that our words should be lapped up in this session. So let's get started. So you have to click here on this part. Let me just say QR code. Okay. Now you have to click here. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a shortcut of making our Microsoft to light Visual Basic Code. So since our QR code is going to be based on Visual Basic, we are going to create a macro, and we'll edit that macro later on. So if we click here, go to developer section. So your Microsoft Excel, maybe it may not have this developer tab. If you want to have it, go to file and go to options. And in here, you're going to go to customize ribbon. And on this side, you're going to make sure that developer option is clicked on, and press OK. And you're going to have that developer tab right here. So we'll go to record macro. So in this case, what you need to do is to click here, the macro. And this macro, maybe you can just say add QR code, just like so. Then make sure that you are storing this macro in this workbook. So don't create a macro in another workbook, just store it in this workbook and click OK. Once you do that, it's recording. So we want to insert a picture. Go here. Remember, macros are just helping you to insert, to automate some other task. And let me just choose this picture. Which one is the easiest? Let me choose this one and click insert. And you can see this picture is very huge. Make sure you scale it. So we have to scale our picture to look a little bit small. So make sure that you do this on yeah. I think this one is great. And think this one is so. Then we'll go to developer tab and stop recording. So what we have done, we have created a macro. I just realized that my column is not starting from here, but it's fine. We can begin from right here. So what we have done, we have created a macro. That macro, it will automate everything for us. But this macro right now, what it does is just inserting a picture from a URL or from a directory. So let us increase this size, the size of our cells, so that our picture should be inserted here properly. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to go to this tab right here on Visual Basic, and let's click Visual Basics. Oh, let's not go to Visual Basic. Let's go to something else. Let's go to macros. So let me go here, click macro. So we do have a macro right here, and we're going to edit this macro. It's going to open the very same thing. You can see we have modules here. So it's going to open the very same thing on, we do have Visual Basic Code right here. And this Visual Basic Code is the one that actually helps us to insert a picture in that cell. So there are some other things we don't want. We'll actually remove them, like scrolling. So scrolling, we don't want to scroll because this is like an animation thing. We don't want to scroll here. We just want to fill that section. So we'll select this one and delete. And we have also some other scrolling things right here. We just remove these ones as well. And we do have scale height, scale width. I think we don't want this because I did actually scale it in different size a couple of times. We just want to scale the way we want to have. So maybe a square or something like that. So the scale height right now it's 0.08. We just want, maybe we want 1. Let me put 1 right here. So it's going to be, the scale ratio is going to be 1:1. And I think that's it that we want. So let's move this comment. And we need to continue writing our code in Visual Basic. So what you're seeing now, it's like an IDE for Visual Basic. So Visual Basic, it's like the program that you can use to automate things in Excel. It's same like Python and Pandas if you are taking data science. Now, if we see right here, we are seeing that the active sheet.pictures.insert, this active this code right here is the one that is selecting a picture. So we don't want to select a picture. We just need to copy a picture in some other path that we want. So we have to delete this one. And let's remain with this code right here. So I know some of you are not familiar with Visual Basic, which is also an advanced area, but you just have to follow what I'm doing. I will try to explain a little bit of what is happening right here. So in this case, what we need to do is we want to group all the things that we have selected in a cell. So we are going to use the for each loop, and we want to write here cell. So for each cell, we select. So for which cell in selection, just like so, what do we want to do? If we select that cell, we want to create cell.offset and 0 bracket 0 slash comma 1, not slash, comma 1 dot select. So what does it mean when we say this thing? It means that the cell, when we select a cell, it's going to offset, because this is row, 0 row, this is column. So we want to offset to move to the next column of that cell, then we'll select that cell. So what do we want to do with that cell? So in this case, we want actually to actually, let me put here, capital O. So what do we want to do right here? We want to actually put the QR code. So there is this other API that is available online for free. This API helps you to generate QR codes from IDs or from strings. So even from URLs. So you can generate these QR codes. So in order to access that QR code, we need to create a variable called file path is equal to, so just copy and paste this API link. So this API is found online. You can just go to we call it qr.io. I forgot the name, but actually that's it. So this server, it's like there is a server like somewhere that actually takes in the value of the cell and generates it to QR code. That's what it does. So if we go here and we'll create an ampersand. So an ampersand is like we want something, we want a value to reference to the QR code. So it's like the data that we want. So in this case, we'll have a worksheet function. So this worksheet function actually helps us to get data from the worksheet that we are working. So we have the worksheet function. So in this worksheet function, there is also a method inside it called encode URL. And encode URL, we just need to have the value of our cell. So we have cell.value. And this cell.value is the one that carries the value of the cell that we are working with. And in this case, we need to work with function. So we just need to write here with function. So it helps us that we should actually work with so here let's remove the selection, because we are not selecting anything outside. We just need to scale this with the code right here. Let me end with just like here. Then let's iterate to next cell if we have selected a couple of cells right here. Now, since we have a variable here called file path, I can remove this variable, then put it right here, because we have defined it at the top in this case. So, however, I would just say this is the end of the code of creating a QR code in Microsoft Excel. You just have to do this. If you do this, everything is going to be fine on your side. You will create cool QR code in Microsoft Excel. So let's see this in action, and we can troubleshoot some other areas. So let me close this one, and let me delete this because we have created a macro. Let's put an ID here. So let's say ABC001, the same way we are doing right before. Let's create an autofill. Let's press drop down here. Now let's learn the macro. So if you go here, macros, and create learn. So make sure that you are online when you are creating this. Now we do have our QR code. You can see they are very, very big right here. You can see these ones are very big. Let's change the scale. From here, let's change them to 0.5 by 0.5. So I deleted these ones. And select all of them, create macros and learn. I think they are better off. I think so. At least. And you can play around with the scaling because I don't think it's quite relevant in this case. But yeah, it's how you can actually play around. But once they are here, you can scale them the way you want them to be. And yeah, play around with this and make sure that before you actually insert them, make sure your cells are scaled accordingly so that they cannot overlap here, right here. That's how you can actually do this stuff here. But anyway, it's interesting to see how you can create QR code in Microsoft Excel. So anyway, this is all I had for you in creating QR codes in Microsoft Excel. I hope it has helped a lot in this case. So let's take a look on how we can create we can format our cells and do condition formatting. Let's take a look at that.